Hey, welcome in. Kevin Egan here with Around the ICC European Edition. Kick back and relax. I'll get you caught up on a wild and wonderful few days across the pond in the big leagues. And how about Spain? The returning Antoine Griezmann, stroke of genius, Captain Fantastic Sergio Ramos. La Liga, you're poised for an epic run-in. I'll offer up my take on who the most underrated top managers are. Whether calm or crazy, these guys just don't get the respect they deserve, and I'll tell you why. And in this week's ICC 11, I've picked my team of the week that happens to include the two players you all agree are equally good at football. No, that never happens. Let's kick it off in Spain. What is the story with Real Madrid? They're starting to look like Atleti after back-to-back 1-0 wins, both from the spot and both from Sergio Ramos. 18 clean sheets now for Los Blancos and firm favourites to claim their 34th La Liga crown and derail Barca's dominance. Zizou's men have won 7 straight games since the return, scoring 13 and conceding only 2. Phenomenal. That's a sign of a champion. The same cannot be said of Barcelona, who've drawn 3 games and gone from leading by 2 points to trailing by 4. That is social distancing at its finest. The Blaugranas win at Villarreal on Sunday was impressive, with golazos from Suarez and Griezmann, but here's the reality now. Barca need to win out, all while hoping Real Madrid drop 5 points or more. Remember, Ramos and co have the crucial head-to-head advantage too. Will Real Madrid drop 5 points against Alaves, Granada, Villarreal and Leganés? I just can't see that happening. But La Liga, you always find a way to surprise. Oh, and other huge news that'll have Madridistas smiling. The club now officially have a women's team, Real Madrid Femenino. The rivals Atletico, they've won the last 2 league titles, so can this new side spoil the run for 3 next season? In the Premier League, Liverpool snoozed their way to a 2-0 win over hopeless Aston Villa. Man City huffed and puffed, had 26 shots, couldn't score against Southampton, with the Saints winning 1-0. And get this now means that Pep City are closer in points to the bottom half of the Premier League table than to Liverpool. Wow. The really interesting race though is for the top 4, and only 3 points separates 3rd place Leicester and 5th place Man United, and I'm sticking with my shout that United finish in the top 4. In fact, I'm going to go one better and say that they take 3rd place with Chelsea 4th. United, they found a perfect balance both in midfield and up front, and a massive credit has to go to Ole Gunnar. No. Give all the credit to Bruno Fernandes, he's been unreal. Leicester's run-in is incredibly tough with trips to Arsenal and Tottenham, plus a final match of the season against the Red Devils. And right now, I'm not going against United or Chelsea. What's your top 4? Can I retract what I said last week about Serie A? Please? It's over, it's cooked, it's done. 9 straight title. Yeah, you're en route to the old lady. I thought this would go down to the wire between Juventus and Lazio, but the gap is now 7 points, and Maurizio Sarri's team is looking outrageously good, with a Loctite defence and the Dybala-Ronaldo pairing looking irresistible. Juve hit 4 in the Turin derby, with Ronaldo finally scoring a free kick. Good man Cristiano, 43rd attempt as well. That's now 25 Serie A goals for Cristiano Ronaldo, the first Juve player to hit that mark in the league since 1961. Lazio completely fluffed their lines, losing 3-0 at home to Milan. No Ciro Immobile means big problems for Lazio. And now I have no idea who's going to finish second. Inter were beaten at home by Bologna, with Lautaro Martinez really struggling to find his form. But how about Atalanta? 5 wins from 5 since the return, 13 goals scored, 83 league goals this season. And for context, that's 20 more goals than Juve and Inter have both scored. The boys from Bergamo have a wage bill on par with a mid-table championship team in England, and they've got Champions League quarter-final to come as well, and they'll be back in the big time next season. I absolutely love you, Atalanta. Quick shout out over in Germany to say Bayern Munich, you won again. Only this time it was the German Cup final against Bayer Leverkusen. 4-2 the final score, with Lewandowski hitting 2, make that 51 for the season for him. It's Bayern's 20th title, and Hansi Flick's side remain on course for an historic treble. The Bundesliga, the German Cup and maybe the Champions League if they can go and do it. Something they've only achieved once back in 2013. This week's ICC 11 picks the best from the weekend that was around Europe. So, in goal, easy. Southampton's Alex McCarthy. 6 huge saves in his side's 1-0 win against City. Their warrior-like defender at the back also gets a shout from me. Jack Stevens, you were absolutely superb. In you go. There'll be a statue of Sergio Ramos built outside the Bernabeu one day. I'm telling you, his match winner was his 10th goal of the season and his 17th clean sheet. David Alaba rounds out my back three. He was sensational in Bayern's cup win, scoring a beaut as well. Paulo Dybala can't stop scoring, but it's his all-round game that's been next level. The same could be said for Casemiro, who for me is the best defensive midfielder on the planet. He led Real Madrid in tackles, interceptions and possession won in Bilbao. United's Bruno Fernandes had another majestic display with a goal and 2 assists. He's been the signing of the season in England. Or has he? Because Christian Pulisic is looking like phenomenal business now. Chelsea's best attacker. Up front, Messi's a shoe-in after running the show at Villarreal. 2 assists for La Pulga. Jamie Vardy is the same age as Messi, but they've had slightly different paths, haven't they? For example, when Messi was winning his 3rd straight Champions League in 2011, Vardy was playing in Division 5. But this weekend, he hit his 100th Premier League goal, and then 101, and is leading the Golden Boot race. Alongside Messi, he'll partner Ronaldo up front. CR7 has had a goal or assist in every league match in 2020, and he's had a huge week. Milan manager Stefano Pioli takes the reins of my team after what he did to Lazio. What do you guys think? These past few weeks really got me thinking about some of the managers in our game that get all the hype, and others that are producing at an elite level that are just flying under the radar. So here's my top 4 underrated managers right now, and I'll start in Germany with a fella that'll have many football fans saying, who? Hansi Flick. Bayern Munich's manager took over from Niko Kovac last November, and the World Cup winning assistant from 2014 hasn't skipped a beat. 29 wins from a possible 32, 100 goals scored, 23 conceded, statistics superior to Pep Guardiola or Jupp Heynckes' time there, and now a treble in sight. Yet I'm not really hearing folks talking about him. They should be. If I say Portuguese coach in the Premier League, you think Jose Mourinho, right? Yeah, of course you do. Nuno Espirito Santo should probably be the man that comes to mind right now. Someone who actually played for Mourinho, winning the Champions League with Porto in 2004. Now he's winning on the touchline, and he's doing it in an eye-catching way. Let's not forget he won promotion with Wolves just 2 years ago, and now they're looking for a Champions League place ahead of the likes of Arsenal and Spurs. He's got style on the pitch, he's got composure off it, and he's shown in his career he is a brilliant, brilliant coach. Gennaro Gattuso will always be remembered as a fiery, in-your-face type of midfielder that won it all, but he absolutely deserves managerial praise. He guided Napoli to their first major trophy in 6 years just a few weeks ago, and his side have won 5 of their last 6 league games. And let's not forget the absolute shambles of a club that he took over back earlier on in the season. Napoli were in complete turmoil. Finally, I will never understand the reluctancy to accept Zinedine Zidane into the realm of world-class modern managers. He's only won 3 Champions Leagues, a couple of Club World Cups, and now on the verge of a 2nd La Liga. Oh, and this is only his 3rd full season as a first-team head coach. To diminish his success by saying he's lucky is just so incredibly lazy. We all get our breaks now and then, and I think he's a lot smarter than he lets on, especially in press conferences, where he's unassuming and maybe even a little boring by design. Other managers see that time as a chance to charm the press. Not Zidane. His man management second to none, especially given the amount of stars that all want to play. And his in-game subs and tweaks have been huge hallmark to his success. These are 4 managers, for me, that have won me over. And hopefully you too. We put them against each other in this week's poll, and I think you guys agree that they're hard to separate. So all 4 deserving praise, and maybe even a few more headlines. Folks, we love you, but we gotta go. As always, get your fix of the Hat-Trick podcast and much more by heading over to internationalchampionscup.com. For me, Kev, and our class team, take care. We'll see you next week.